feedback.
Hey, what's going on, good people? As always, thank you for stopping by here. I know there's so much information out there. You guys could be anywhere right now, so thank you for blessing me with your presence. There's this scripture that I've been reading, and when I say it's been punching me in my gut, it's because I've been meditating on it, and it comes from Proverbs, specifically chapter 16, and I just wish I knew these things earlier. I talk about in the first season of this podcast where I just went through this process of trying to understand exactly what my value was to society. And I didn't coin it that back then. I had no, even I couldn't even recognize it as that. But what I ended up doing was going through this period of just chasing everything. I talk about it a little bit on the season as well, but I want to add a little more framework as far as like what that really looked like. So during that part of my life, and this for years, I was jumping on so many different projects because I felt as though that's what I had to do. I didn't know my voice then. I didn't know exactly how I could contribute. Only thing I knew was that I wanted to scale something just for the fact of saying I could scale something. I had no mission behind it. It had no validation behind it. It had no real drive or purpose. It was just more so to say that my name was attached to something that could grow. So with that thinking process, I jumped on everything. Didn't matter what it looked like, whether it was attached to my gifts or not. I associated with, oh, this is my purpose because the idea was presented to me. So I'm going to take advantage of it. And then I'm going to showcase exactly why I am bringing value to XYZ. And I just went through this for so long. And one of the things I've been like really reading, coming from Proverbs 16, it's verse 3, it says to commit your work to the Lord and your plans will be established. And I focus on that because that commit your works to the Lord is something that I've never done. It's really just in this process here where I'm really to formulate that, where I'm trying to be less of me and more of Jesus in the sense of like letting go of what I feel as though success is. And it's a process. It's tough. It's really tough. I was just talking to one of my right hands, and that is it's just so hard to let go and like properly say, you know what, God, have your will, because I'm so used to holding on to things. So it's like this generational thing that I'm really trying to let go of and fully saying, God, I'm committing my works to you. And even though with that said, I want to be very, very direct that like even that committing your work to God doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be in the pulpit, but I do understand that everyone has a ministry. I don't care what you're in, if you're in the finance space or a blogger, you are content creator, this if you are opening up a brick and mortar business, you're selling Amazon.com, if you're selling on Target.com, Walmart, e-commerce, whatever the case is, there is a foundational thing that you have to understand that God is in everything, no matter what that looks like. No matter if you're writing books, whether you want to be a doctor, dentist, whatever the case is, you can commit your works to God. And that looks different for everyone's story. Everyone's narrative is different. But you have to do that because it says after that, it says, and your plans will be established. That plans are being established is where we become successful. And even then, I hate to even go into that framework of success being. I feel like we automatically associate success with just monies and making a million by tomorrow and this grind and hustle and so on and so forth. But that success could mean so many different things. Once again, it's based on your story and how God is going to use you. It could be that for once you broke those generational curses and now you fully understand what it means to let go and let God. But I think we also have to understand that success could mean so many different things. Can it mean millions? 1,000%. I'm a firm believer that's how God operates. If everything belongs to God, why would he not want to bless us with those things? But that also brings up another point that I'm struggling with as well, is that success comes at his timing, right? But we'll get into that later on. And then something else, man, that blessed me also in Proverbs 16 is that the human mind plans the way, but the Lord directs the steps. The human mind plans the way, but the Lord directs the steps. And that resonates with me because in this whole project, I've been really setting my own plans and setting my own course and saying, this is what I'm going to do. This is the plan that I'm going to document. And when I document this is what I'm expecting month over month, week over week, quarter over quarter. These are the numbers that I'm projecting. But when you do that, you're really limiting what God is going to do for you. And I'm learning that now. that these numbers could be minuscule based on what God really wants me to do. And you know, and I'm over here shaping how I want him to bless me. But in God's form, he could bless me to the magnitude I can't even understand right now. But I'm so pressed on making sure that my numbers are met. So these are the two things I'm meditating on. When I say meditating on, I'm like really talking to God about of like, how do I properly do this? How do I properly commit myself to you? My works, all these different things. How do I properly do it? How do I get myself out of the way and let your will be done? So that's something I'm really praying on and meditating on. And this is the first time in all these different endeavors that I've done where I'm at least approaching it from that perspective. That's what I have to do, because everything else prior to that has not worked. That's because I've been trying to do it myself. I've been trying to do it by my own will. So now I'm in that mental model of, God, release me from that. Let me truly understand what it really looks like. How do I honor you with this? How do I commit my works to you and allow you to direct my path, direct my steps in every step of the way? So, hey, man. So I pray this blesses you. Little off course on what we typically talk about, but these are things that I'm really meditating on right now. And I pray that you are, whoever's out there, that future entrepreneur, if you are in the same boat, man, hey, I'm with you and I'm praying for you, because it's a struggle. It's a struggle just saying, yo, I want to get out of my own way. So hey, y'all continue to be blessed, and y'all be easy.